Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. Today in this session, we are going to take another very important session for the target attribute. So far, we have discussed various type of values that we can use with target attribute. So in this session, we are going to conclude all those types and will cover all those things into one single session or a single example. Okay, because so far we just discussed everything in a detailed manner by breaking down the topic into subtopics, but in this session we are going to utilize all types of value for target attribute in this single session itself. Okay, so it will give you more clarity like how we can utilize the target attribute with different values and what all type of combinations can be performed, what are the differences. Okay, so this is how we are going to proceed. I'll firstly write the code where we will design everything with all type we are going to utilize 3 pages for this task, and we will use all possible values for target attribute. Okay, but before we start the session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because these all sessions are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be very easy for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for now we are just focusing on the main purpose, which is what is target value, what all different values we can pass to this target attribute. Okay, so I think now we are good to start with the session, and as usual there is one question for all of you, like why do we use target attribute in HTML form? Although we are discussing the same thing here in this example, but prior to that we have already covered each and every type separately as well. So I think now you know what is the purpose of target attribute. So please do share your knowledge in the comment section so that those who know the answer, they can directly refer it from here. Okay, fine. And those who will provide the consistent correct answer will be spotlighted in the upcoming sessions for sure. Okay, alright, so I think now we are good to start with the session. So if I show you the output of this web page, it is coming like this: HTML by Sharmit, because we have not added anything yet. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's add one title here, which would be simple page 1. Okay, likewise we have 85_v2 which is showing page 2, and 85_v3 which is page 3. So these are the 3 pages which we are going to use, and we have just noted down the basic HTML here so far. Like title is showing Sharmit, which is shown on the here. Okay, and then the heading. So if I refresh it, it will come like this. Now what we are going to do, we are going to create one frame here. So let's add iframe, not frame, it's iframe. Here I will give the source. So source would be the page where I want to navigate, or from where I want to take the reference. Okay, so here we will write tspgm 85_v2.html. okay, and now we can provide the width and height as well. So width would be 100% and height would be not hidden, it should be height would be 400 pixels only. Okay, so let's save this thing and refresh your browser. So now you can see we have h1 which is showing h2. Let me do one thing here. Let me save this as well, and this one also. Now we will refresh it. Previously it was taking the last added code, but now you can see it is from page 1, it is just showing page 2, because in iframe we have specified page 2. Clear? And on page 2 we don't have much. We have just added one heading, which is h1 HTML by Sharmit, and h2 page 2. So for page 1, yes, these are the all things which we wanted to specify here. Now we will design the page 2. In page 2, what we are going to do, we are going to create 2 iframes. Why? Because as I mentioned, we are going to cover all possible values for target attribute. So one of the value is name frame, means frame name. So for that example, we will just add one iframe, 2 iframe here. So let's add iframe, and here we can give src, which will show the tspgm 85_ v3.html. Okay, then we will give width would be 100 percentile, 100%. Then we will pass height, not this, height would be 400 pixels. Let's save this, and here also we will provide the name of this frame because we are going to refer that name. Okay, so here I will give the name as frame 1. Perfect. Likewise, we will add another iframe. So here I will write iframe. In iframe we will write name, first name, and the name would be frame 2. Then we will write src. In src we will write tspgm85 underscore v3.html. Then we will pass the width would be 100 percentile. Then we will pass height would be 400 pixels. Now you can save this and refresh the browser. So here you can see we have added first page. From first page we are using one iframe which is showing second page, and from second page we have two iframes which is showing third page. So this is first frame, frame 1, and this is second frame, frame 2. Clear? Now what we are going to do, on third page we are going to utilize all types of possible value for target attribute. So for that, firstly we will create one form, simple form. In form we will add one button. So button would be like this. Button name would be submit, and here we will give the type, like what type of button we are using. Okay, so here not the type of button but how we are using target value. So just to show that thing, I will write here like this, blank. Okay, and type would be submit. I'll just write for one and then we will copy paste and edit the others. Okay, let's add one input field here. In input field we will write type as a text. Then after text we will write here name. Name would be username maybe. Then we will write here another thing which is placeholder. Placeholder would be username again. Okay, so let's add one line here. Perfect. Now let's go to the form part. Here we will write the action, not accept, it should be action. Action would be tspgm 10.html. okay, and here we will pass the main target attribute with value blank. Okay, let's add comment here so that you can easily identify which type we are learning. So here I'll write target attribute with underscore blank. Clear? So let's save this and refresh your browser. So now you can see when we try to put some data here and click on this blank, it will open a new window with tspgm 10 data, right? So this is called target attribute value blank. Now we will not waste much time. We will just copy paste this part and edit for the next type. So let's copy it because we just want to make sure that all types are working perfectly and as expected. So here I'll write self. Similarly we will write here self as well, and here also self. Let's save this and refresh. So if I refresh it, now you can see if I try to submit this thing by self button, what it will do, once I click it, it will just replace only that particular frame where we have mentioned it. Okay, not the other things. So you can see only that part is replaced, only that frame, not other than that. Okay, so this is one thing, underscore self. Now we will learn the third part, third type, and third would be parent. So likewise we will change the target here as well. So let's make it as parent, and then we will write here parent as well. Fine, let's save this and refresh your code. So this time if I click on this submit parent, what it will do, it will not change this frame data. Instead it will go and change this page to why, because this is the parent frame. So if I click on this, you can see that second page is replaced because we are using parent page. Clear? So I think now this is clear. Now we will copy it again this time we will use as top. So let's change it to top. Likewise we will change here as well and here as well. Let's save this code, refresh your browser. So what will happen in case of top? When we click on the submit, it will replace the entire web page. That means all top of the frame, okay, and replace the thing with tspgem10.html. Okay, let's copy it one more time, and this time we are going to talk about the frame name part. Okay, so here we will write with frame name. So in case of frame name, what we will do, we will write here frame name where we want to navigate it. So we will write here frame 1, and here also we will write frame 1. Let's save this and refresh your browser. So this time if I click on this frame 1, it will replace only frame 1 part, okay, not the frame 2, because we have frame 2 as well, right? Now some of you might be thinking that it is working as self. No, it is not. Why? Because here if you want to change it to frame 2, it will only change that part, not like the self. Okay, let me show you how. So if I change to frame 2, refresh my browser, and now if I click on frame 2, so you can see it is replacing only frame 2, not the self, not like the self, right? So I think now it is clear to all of you how we can provide all those possible value to this target attribute as per our requirement. Okay, so let me summarize it for you. In case of blank, it will open new window. In case of self, it will only replace that particular frame where self is mentioned. In case of parent, it will go to the parent frame, not the self, but the parent frame. In case of top, it will go to the topmost frame, and in case of specific frame name, it will go to that frame only. Okay, so yeah, I think now we are good with these concepts. I hope it is clear to all of you. Now I request you to please do share your knowledge in the comment section for this question. Those who will provide the consistent answer will be spotlighted in the upcoming sessions. So yeah, that's all for today. See you in the next session. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.